Hey, this is John Panico, Dude One with Social Media Dudes. We're sitting down here with my partner Dennis Lynn. We want to start to have a little weekly chat to talk to you, our listeners, about this week in social media. So we know it's going to evolve, but it's going to take a little time to get it right. But in the interim, Dennis and I have a couple things to say. So Dennis, you want to talk a little bit for a second? Just introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. First of all, welcome all the dudes and dudettes out there. Appreciate you guys tuning in here. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about that happened this week was involves Foursquare. And we know a lot of our dudes and dudettes out there use Foursquare all too much.
Foursquare is pardon the pun, but it's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and they hit 2.6 million users this week, and from their claims, 185,000 of those were the last 10 days. So at that rate, they're probably going to hit 3 million in the next month or so.
So what would that mean to our listeners, and people in business for themselves? What would that mean for them?
Well, I think the first thing it means is that they are for real, and they're probably not going away. And there's probably going to be some other services pop up that are similar. And these small local retailers need to start taking this as serious as the Fortune 500 companies are taking it. They're taking it very seriously.
So, take it serious because more and more people are getting involved in it. What are some of the things that they could do?
Well, from a user standpoint,
If I'm a small business owner, what would I do?
I think if I was a small business owner up here in Northeast Georgia, the first thing I would do is contact Foursquare, and I believe they'll send you a free package with all kind of information about what you can do as a business owner. I think they send you a little like a plaque or something, a sticker to stick in your window to remind people to check in. So that's the first thing I would do.
Right, and then I would probably also follow up with that because people are responding to specials on Foursquare.
Oh yeah, big time.
So I've seen a lot of different things. You were telling me about the Ann Taylor. We both have benefited from the Starbucks. Right now, Chili's is doing one. Here locally, the McDonald's is actually one of our partners is working on one. I was coming back from Florida on the 4th of July. I happened to check in. There was a church that had a special on. But all those things are effective. So, Foursquare is definitely gaining traction. Not to say that there's not going to be other folks out there that are going to try to imitate them or knock them off. But until that happens, you have to deal with it.
Well, and the more that these become prevalent, in the mainstream, at first the only people that had smartphones were business people, salespeople, and now just about everybody's getting a smartphone with the GPS capability, and so that's gonna fuel the fire there.
Okay, cool. So that talks a little bit about Foursquare. You talked a little bit about Twitter in your notes. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I don't really know what the significance of this is, but they came out with their official tweet button that you can insert into your blog or website. And there's about 1 billion plugins that basically do the same thing. So I'm just reporting the official tweet button.
I think that was a slap in the face to like Tweet Me, the tweet memes. That hey, you know what? You're intruding on our space. Because they're going to leverage that. Twitter's not dumb. The folks there that run that place, they're smart. They're going to leverage that. So, do you think that if I was running a blog or if I was doing something that would be the direction I should be going, or just keeping with my plugins that I'm using right now?
Well, let me just say that I hadn't run and jumped and got it and stuck it on our website yet.
Okay.
I'm not saying I won't do that, but we have that capability now. I don't know. We may do it, we may not.
All right. Well, speaking of websites, socialmediadudes.com. Come on, check us out. Get on a mailing list. There's a lot of information, and we're kind of really making a push now to even get more on there. So, if you thought that we were kind of giving you regular information, it's going to get even better. So.
And Facebook.com/socialmediadudes. You need to become a fan. We throw some stuff out there quite often.
Yep. So okay, next on the list, TweetDeck.
TweetDeck, one of my dear sweet loves. I love TweetDeck. I use it every day, and now it's available as of this week for the Android. So I'm sure some happy people out there.
Okay, so Android is a phone that's coming on strong. I don't know if it's going to be an iPhone killer, but it's definitely an iPhone competitor.
Oh yeah.
In fact, Dell just came out with an Ice Slate type of application this week, but the headline was too little too late. It's only a little bit bigger than an Android, but it has Ice Slate type or iPad type pricing. So TweetDeck, I was an early adopter of that. I haven't used the scheduling on that lately because it had some bumps there when they first brought it out. Have you been using the scheduling?
Not on TweetDeck, I haven't.
Okay.
I just use it to update. I think I use it to update Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, MySpace. But no, I haven't used any of the scheduling features.
If you're a professional, what I have found that has made it very easy for me to do is to manage a lot of social media accounts. Because as we manage different social media campaigns for a variety of our customers, what I have seen is that it's very easy. If I see something on a tweet, very easy to jump on it and get it. And then tweet it out for one of our clients. All right, MySpace. Tell me about MySpace. MySpace is never going away. I mean, they're top 5 social networking site.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that discount MySpace, and maybe they have their reasons. I don't. I mean, they still have 250 million users, I think.
Wow.
So that's nothing to sneeze at. And anyway, they came out with their new user homepage this week. In fact, mine just showed up this morning, and now they're trying to copy Facebook. It looks like. I mean, they've come out with the 2-column thing, with where you can share stuff at the top, and it looks awful lot like what Facebook has done. Personally, my feeling is their downfall was letting people create their own custom-looking page. That whatever genius come up with that idea, that was their downfall. I mean, I hope Facebook doesn't follow suit. I don't think they will.
No, I don't think that they will. Although I have my own complaints sometimes with Facebook, and Facebook made another change this week to the fan pages, columns and that. How do you think that's going to have an effect on people?
I don't know.
They took off the boxes.
They change it so often that for the average user out there, especially if this small business owner is trying to do their own social media campaign, hey, good luck. I mean, we do this stuff for a living, and we have to chase this stuff down every week and every day to keep up with the changes.
So the constant improvements could be actually a hindrance because people don't have an opportunity to really get used to what they have before they change it again. Do you think that overall that's a ploy to give a competitive advantage to the bigger, let's say, paying customers?
Could be, because they do a lot of stuff other than sell ads.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. So finally on the agenda, unless you have some more to add about MySpace.
Enough said about MySpace. Okay?
All right. Sweet.
Thanks for TweetDeck. I don't have to log into MySpace very often.
All right. Sweet. So we hosted a tweet up this week with our partners over at Northeast Georgia Inc., who runs owns and operates 10 McDonald's stores in the area. tremendous success. Your thoughts on it?
I would call it a resounding success. I mean, we had a great crowd. We had just fantastic hosts, Stacy and Kim from McDonald's. They gave us a lot of free samples. I know I took advantage of that. The new smoothies and the frappuccinos, and we had a good deal on the 10-piece nugget dinner. Everybody voted on a poll on socialmediadudes.com.
It was
we had a great time.
And it was such a success that they want us to do that at their other sites.
Yeah.
So.
And in fact, we're getting booked up to hosting these tweet ups. We've got some big ones coming.
Yeah, we do, and we'll talk about those more as we get closer. But just keep in mind, folks, that we're going to start to try to do this every week. If you have questions that you want answered, either tweet at Dennis L. Wynn or tweet at John Panico. Come on to socialmediadudes.com, ask the question, or come on to Facebook.com/socialmediadudes and pose a discussion or a question there, and we'll bring it up here on This Week in Social Media. Dennis, anything else?
No, I just want to remind people it's socialmediadudes.com. It's facebook.com/socialmediadudes, and if they need to contact us, it's Dennis at Social Media Dudes and John at Social Media Dudes.
Good deal. All right, folks, we'll see you next week.